We're introduced to Colonel Marine Private First Class Zula Hendricks, who is trying to recover from a serious injury sustained on the battlefield. And we discover Zula is friends with Amanda Ripley, who will soon be boarding Sevastopol Station, where the events of alien isolation take place. Despite being damaged goods, Weyland-Yutani finds Zula somewhat expendable and useful enough to investigate a derelict hauler they've claimed salvage rights on. Zula is accompanied by a company of security synthetics known as Davis units. But they all of course discover more than just spare parts. Weyland-Yutani knew xenomorphs were on the hauler and wanted to bring it to Earth. Davis 1 breaks free of his programming. For the good of humanity, the two decide to try and prevent Weyland-Yutani getting their hands on the creatures. Zula and Davis 1 navigate the hijacked hauler Europa to LV-4440, a Seegson-owned science station they found in the ship's data records that has recently gone dark. It, of course, is teeming with xenomorphs, so Zula raids the station's armory, knowing they'll need a lot of ordnance to take them all out. Unfortunately for Zula and Davis 1, Weyland-Yutani managed to send out new orders to the other Davis units, leading to a mutiny against the pair. They managed to take them all out, but Davis 1 takes a lot of damage in the process, and Zula is struggling with her back injury as she hasn't had treatment from Dr. Yang now for over a month. Zula receives some personal communications. Amanda is wondering where she is. There's also a message from Dr. Yang, who's been treating her spinal injury, telling her if she comes back, she won't be in trouble. There's a flashback showing Zula getting injured on her first day in live combat, and a less than sympathetic CO gives her a hard time, perhaps foreshadowing that she will become expendable and a prime candidate for a mission to encounter xenomorphs. Zula connects to a secure channel to talk to her doctor. Zula and Davis 1 venture to a large gas station, flagged as a possible contagion breakout point. They discover a lone surviving human still aboard, a biologist called Dr. Hollis, who lets them know that, you guessed it, a xenomorph outbreak has occurred on the station. To make matters worse, Weyland-Yutani tracked the source of the call Zula made to her doctor, and have sent a group of colonial marines to intercept them. They arrive and battle with the xenomorphs. They are more concerned with bringing back a specimen than dealing with Zula and Davis 1. While the colonial marines take on the xenomorphs, Hollis gets separated from Zula and Davis 1 by a containment protocol, and she has to try and fight off facehuggers until they rescue her. The colonial marines get a decent sized specimen and plan to take it back to Weyland-Yutani, and Zula is forced to take out her former brothers-in-arms. Hollis wasn't safe from facehuggers quite in time. Dr. Hollis gives the news that an alien is growing inside her to Zula and Davis, and her plan is to take out the alien alive so that they can study it and try to find out its weaknesses. They manage to remove the live alien from Hollis, and Davis just about manages to get it into a room where they put it into a cryosleep. Hollis is recovering from the operation. Meanwhile, Davis discovers something rather troubling. The xenomorph, despite being in cryostasis, is growing nicely into a queen. Trying to keep the creature alive might have been a huge mistake. As if things couldn't get worse for the trio, their ship the Europa has pirates incoming. They board and a fight ensues. Outnumbered and concerned what might happen if they return to Earth with an alien queen, they let it out the cryo room to help them take care of the uninvited guests, and perhaps in the process, it will be taking care of itself. They're ironically weaponizing the xenomorph, which is exactly what they were trying to stop this whole time. They're forced to perform a dangerous maneuver in order to detach the pirate ship from their hauler, and once free, they head for Earth. After the fighting and maneuver to detach the pirate ship, the xenomorph queen is dead, and the Europa is badly damaged and limps on towards Earth. Lunar Air Defense spots them and performs a biometric scan on the ship. General Mazza comes on the line and informs Zula they were hoping for a live specimen. As the Queen is dead, they open fire on the hauler. Davis manages to jettison the alien Queen into space, so nothing is showing on Lunar Air Defense's scans, and therefore there's no point letting them crash land. But just before they do destroy them, they detect living xenomorph tissue on board. Zula and Hollis bail out in a life craft so they can survive the re-entry. Zula and Hollis make it. Davis isn't so lucky as the Europa crashes into the sea. Not long after, Colonial Marines scramble to take in the survivors and bring them back to Weyland-Yutani. Zula is facing a court-martial. Dr. Yang hadn't really betrayed her and tries to help Zula through what happens next. Hollis isn't so lucky. Some live tissue from the Xenomorph Queen had been detected inside her, and Weyland-Yutani want it. Dismissed from the Marines, Zula talks to Yang before leaving and learns of the news that Hollis is dead. Weyland-Yutani didn't want her to survive the extraction of alien tissue. Zula makes contact with underground organisations against the likes of Weyland-Yutani, knowing that the fight is still on and wanting to be part of it. The story ends with Zula diving down to the wreck of the Europa to try to find her friend, Davis 1. She finds him and retrieves his chip. She's hoping they can continue their mission together.
Guys, if you're still here, you're awesome! But as you are still here, why not check out some of my other videos? Oh, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. Laters, haters!